I was gonna go live playing some games, but I think I want to talk to a point. I mean, normally I would just play a game while talking to the point, but to be perfectly honest, I want to make it a point to consistently upload videos, whether I'm gaming or not, whether I'm on the computer or not. So I'm trying to make this a consistent thing. Something, one thing that you feel as you grow older, you feel the pressure of society when it comes to, where you should be versus where you are. That is such a heavy thing, man, especially for a man. You know, I think people really do underestimate or probably don't even consider how a man, like what it does to a man to grow older, yet be, at least in his own man, unaccomplished. That is a very taxing feeling, man. Like you don't even feel like a man, to be perfectly honest. You feel like an eternal teenager. You feel like somebody who's never grown up, Peter Pan, like you're one of the lost boys. It's that type stuff. Where you've grown physically, but not, mentally, so to speak. Or, in ways to where, you know, it can be said of you that, you're acting your age as it pertains to, your accomplishments and what you're doing in life. I think there's a lot of people at that point now. I wouldn't say it's just me, but I've come across many guys who are just generally unaccomplished. You know, they're older, yet they have not, started a family. They don't have a successful career, or they're not self-employed. And the measure of a man's money is like the measure of his manhood, his relevancy. Like there's two things to give a man relevancy. Um, how much he's desired by women, and how much money he can make. It's that type stuff. That's like the two pillars that define a man. And if you lack either one, you know basically you're left confused, like you don't even know what you are. Welcome to whoever's watching. But yeah, man, like, and I today's been kind of tough for me, to be perfectly honest. It's been kind of tough. I mean, I hit the gym, but at the same token, I mean, I'm happy, that I got in a decent workout, but man, it is so hard to, I mean, I try not to fall to depression when it comes to this stuff. Cause my one friend Spike, he's like the same, like he's at the same level as me when it comes to, the whole depression thing, and where you should be when it comes to life. And, you know, he talks about this kind of stuff again and again. Hey, what's up? Is that raining? I believe that is raining. What's up? What's up to all who are watching? Welcome, welcome. I'm just talking about my day and how, like it feels weird that I just feel so unaccomplished, man. And that might sound weird for a man to say, but it is true, man. Like it really is. And can't speak English. Well, don't worry. You know what? You're welcome anyway. You're welcome to stick around. Yes, me, Raining. Yeah, hello, Raining. Yeah, I knew that was you. Welcome. I'm so happy to see you. Raining, you make my day. I'm serious. Hey, what's up, Maddie? Welcome. But yeah, I mean, just the feeling of, like, I guess you can call it peer pressure, when you're older, and you don't casually connect with others. Like it's a very weird kind of feeling, because you're supposed to be able to connect with others. Like you're supposed to be making enough money to, reach your dreams. Like you're supposed to be somebody who is sought after. Like there's some things that you are supposed to do. Oh, Maddie, you know what? I remember you two. One second. I think that Maddie and Nara, those names sound so familiar. They sound very familiar. I believe I've spoken to those two before. But if not, welcome anyway. But yeah, man, it's like the weirdest thing, man. And like I said, my friend Spike, he's at this level too. And I'm trying to encourage him as much as I can to, stick on board and, you know, look at life as, worth living, and the cup is half full, not half empty. Um, because I do think that you can, achieve what you're after. But it takes it takes a lot of networking with other people, man. Like you definitely can't do it by yourself. That's one thing I've learned. You can't achieve your goals or your dreams by yourself. It's impossible. All success nowadays is done through social networking. And I'm talking about social networking, not even online. It can be, but you have to click up with others in order to be able to even function, especially when the economy is the way that it is. Like, what do you expect to do by yourself? Imagine going to prison and you're the only person, who isn't clicked up with anybody. You're going to get swept away with the current. Such is the case when it comes to life. Such is the case when it comes to money. Such is the case when it comes to success. Like, you have to have a team of people to work with, you know? And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people do not realize that you have to connect with other people to find happiness, to find success, because other people are going to keep trying to knock you off your block. Like you're going to come across controversy. And if you're not clicked up with somebody, even from the standpoint of just general protection, man, it is so easy to be swept away. It's too easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, it's important. Like, I will say this for anybody who's young: take school seriously. And when I say take school seriously, I'm talking about, yeah, education, but learn to make friends. Learn to really network with other, you know, people of your age. Because as you get older, I will say this, it does not get easier unless you know what you're doing. Don't be nervous. Just network with people around your age. Trust me, you'll find somebody who you can be friends with. It might be, you know what I'm saying, taxing. It might be embarrassing, the quiet, the awkward silence. But trust me, it's possible. With me, the problem is that I didn't do that when I was younger. When I was younger, I did not network with anybody. I basically just stuck to myself. I mean, I might as well have been an introvert. These people who just don't say much, and whenever they socialize, they go out and they do socialize, but it's more along the lines of, you know you're out and about, but you're still not connecting with other people. So it's like, even being outside, you're still isolated, which is very weird, because you then start to think, well, I could have stayed at home if this was the case. And then that becomes a vicious cycle. And man, I'm telling you, the world and its pressures, like it, even like younger, you can kind of, weather the storm. Like when you're younger, like you have a grace period. As you get older, I pray for you if you have these kind of issues now. I'm serious, because it's something else to be older and fall behind. Like, I'm guessing, if you're younger and you fall behind in the classroom or college, like you can still make up that ground. As you get older, it's like, people ain't really trying to hear your side of the story, to be perfectly honest, especially if you're out to the world. Imagine falling behind in the workplace. Do you think they're going to keep you around? No. They're going to get rid of you, like flipping a tire, like changing shoes. People step over you, you know? That's the uncomfortable reality. That's the uncomfortable thing. People, like, the world moves on without you, you know? And I think I felt the weight of that to a certain degree today. Um, like I said, my mom passed away, so, you know, not to say that I can't function without my mom, but When your mother passes away, everything that she's done, you now have to make up ground for. And my mother, she was very much so, the organizer of the family. Like she would always stay ahead of the game when it comes to making sure everything is working like a well oiled machine. Now that she's gone, it's like there's not that voice of reason around now that my mother's gone. And it's a very strange feeling. It's a very strange feeling. Oh, how I wish I could speak to her again. If anything, for guidance, or just to talk. But I mean, you come to reality. I mean, that's the thing. Like eventually, it begins to set in that this is your life moving forward, and everybody has to cross that bridge. I've said it all the time. Nobody wants to cross that bridge, but that's just what it is. So, um, I've been coming to terms as far as that. Um, I've been trying to find me a hobby, meaning something I can do that's productive, that makes money, and that is beneficial. So I've been, trying to work out as much as I can, make that like casually just work out, um, learn a trade, something like that. I think there's one guy, Brandon. He learning a trade. He's learning mechanics, car mechanics, stuff like that, which is good. I mean, if you can fix your own car, trust me, that goes a long ways. But cars nowadays are like trying to fix a computer. So, make of that what you will. But I will say, and I need to do a video on this. I could do this video, I guess while I'm on camera or at the computer. Uh, I really need to talk about how social media is definitely not the friend of people who self isolate or who struggle trying to connect with others. Social media can be so, so, so damaging. Like I underestimated how dangerous social media can be. Social media is like drugs, man. Like if you're somebody who is not, you know, networking with other people, social media, truth be told, can be very dangerous for you because like it begins to enable you to self isolate even more than what you are doing out to the world. That's the problem, you know. That's the problem when it comes to social media. You begin to isolate, and isolation is the last thing that you need. Like it's not going to help you. In fact, it's going to make things worse. So, like you have to do something about that, and it's just, man. I mean, it's exhausting, even for me to even think about stuff, man. It's very exhausting. One of the main reasons why I don't play video games that are like um solo or basically it's just like just you can play offline. The reason why I don't play those games is because when I grew up, a large part of my me being by myself and an introvert and isolated, that type of stuff, really was to blame on video games. Like I would play like games like Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Now this is a game to where I think Grand Theft Auto is the only game today that I've played until the sun comes up, which is nothing to brag about, which is nothing to be like, hey man, yeah, I didn't go to sleep either when I played Grand Theft Auto. No, you don't want that to be a thing, man. I'm talking about playing Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, and possibly San Andreas, but Vice City for sure. Because I remember, man, I remember like the color of my room. I remember just I just remember when it comes to Grand Theft Auto, I would just yeah burn through time playing that game. I look behind me through the window, and the sun's coming up. Like that's crazy, man. To sit up and do anything like that and then the sun comes up behind you and you have stuff you have to do that day, that's like, I mean, that's some stuff you get medication for or talk to a therapist about if you play games. I would say perpetually, not just a singular moment, but if you play games until the sun comes up, that is that's the epitome of wasting time, man. Unless you're getting paid for it. Now, if you're some kind of content creator, then yeah, that's one thing. You can play all day and night because it goes to you being able to make money. But if you're not making money playing video games and you're playing till the sun comes up, like you've officially been locked to Groundhog Day. Like Groundhog Day is now your life. Like you're going to keep doing that until something drastic happens in your life that causes you to move differently. Like something's going to have to knock you off orbit so that you can break out of that trap. So that's all I need to say when it comes to that. But I mean, I just wish, man. I mean, like, and that's the thing. None of this stuff is difficult. None of this stuff is hard. None of this stuff, like, clicking and network with people is actually pretty easy. But to me, I want more, man. Like, I don't want to just be friends with like I don't want to just be somebody who's just perpetually friend zone. Like I don't want to be in a position to where that's just my life. Like that is no way to live, man. Like truly. And I think one of the most damaging things is that I'm not in a position to do anything about that. Well, as far as for right now, like you know how much how much of a nightmare it is to be, what I'm saying, a grown man, and at the same time, you're not able to start your own family. Like there's certain stuff that you can't do because it's physically and financially beyond you to do so. Not to say that I'm dealing from nothing, let's be perfectly clear. But from the standpoint of just everything is set to play, like me moving on my own as far as, um start my own family and stuff like that. I'm not at that level, man. And there's a lot of guys who are at that level. Like that stuff stings. It really does, man. Like it really does sting to not be able to live the life that you want to live. And like I said, social media, man, get off social media. I'm serious, man. Like you're gonna start forming all of these wild connections and emotions that don't even make sense while you're standing still. You understand? Like that's what makes it so dangerous and so detrimental when it comes to somebody who's an introvert, is that you will continue to stand still when it comes to, I'm saying, how much you should progress when it comes to life, while others are moving forward and accomplishing, you know, the set goals for their life. So you feel like you've been left behind. Like you feel like you've been left behind. And that is such a haunting feeling, man. Like I wouldn't wish this on anybody. I'm like, because it's no way to live. But yeah, man, I truly do, care for guys who walk this kind of road because I understand, man. Trust me, I understand. Yeah, you definitely know what I'm talking about, raining. Like I feel sorry for, and even women who walk this road. But I feel sorry, like I'm actually one of those guys who, is not where I should be when it comes to my, what I'm saying, age demographic. And it's like, oh my goodness, man. Like, for example, me going to the doctor's office, I'm talking to doctors who are younger than me. Not to say that I'm old, because I look very young. Let's be perfectly clear. I'm not some ancient guy. But these are like they're almost like, well, some are like college students doing the stuff for, a degree. But it's like when you sit up there and you see somebody who's younger than you, further than down the line than you, it's like, what the hell are you doing with your life, man? You know what I'm saying? Since I've been having a bad month, my BM has been talking to other guys, building a bond, and I'm trying to get more money to move out. I have two kids with her. Man, I feel for you, man. I'm serious. Like that must be hell. Shoot. I mean, I can only imagine, you know what I'm saying, being in that kind of situation. But you know what's so weird? It's like, you know, you say you're trying to get more money so you can move out and you have two kids. I don't have a single child, man, at all. And as you get older, those roles, as far as, you know what I'm saying, caring for your family, that reverses to where you're going to need help when you get older. So having kids is truly actually a blessing in and of itself. It might not feel totally like a blessing if you're not, you know what I'm saying, working things out with the mother of the child. But I'm telling you, man, to grow old and alone, that's a goddamn nightmare, man. Like that's the stuff of nightmares. It truly is. It's crushing my heart. I need to learn more self-respect. I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel where you're coming from when it comes to that. I mean, because if she's talking to other guys, that's a big no right there, bad self. But I can only imagine. I mean, is this somebody who you are deeply involved with, or is this more like a surface level kind of thing? I mean, when I say surface level thing, I'm talking about like, is it a serious relationship? Um, because I've had that situation to where you have strong feelings for someone, and then they do something that throws you off, and next thing you know, it's like you're still wrapped around her finger. So I've been dating 12 years, and yes, oh, okay, man, shoot. I, man, only thing I can do is, man, say, give you my sympathies and say, hey, man, you have to. You know what? One thing I've actually found that works, and I mean, yeah, it's like to be expected. You have to find somebody else to connect with. You know, the best way to get past somebody is to find a new infatuation. That's one thing I've found that works for me. Because I'll find because that's the funny thing when it comes to infatuation. Like when you're in the middle of like I'm saying having strong emotions for someone, you can actually cancel out those strong emotions for that person by replacing them with something with someone else. It works, man. I'm telling you, it works. Well, at least it works for me. I'll say that much. I think it works for a great many other people. When you want to get past somebody, you have to find somebody else to give that level of attention and love too. Oh yeah, I remember you, Ghostface Level 69. What's up, man? Yeah, name definitely sounds familiar. I will say that. And for anybody who's watching, definitely feel free to subscribe and hit the like button. You know what's so weird? Whenever I go live, like playing video games, I swear, and maybe it's the algorithm, but nobody, there's like nobody who ever drops back to those rooms, man, unless it's somebody who I know. The girl from yesterday. Oh, 1 second. I do remember. 1 second. 1 second. I believe so. I gotta check your profile, but I believe because that's the thing. Like I'm trying to be more consistent when it comes to doing these videos. So please forgive me for any like lapses that I might have. So I'm definitely trying to be more consistent because I just love these somber nights, man. Talking about this type of stuff. So we've been dating for 12 years. Oh yeah, Charlie. Yeah, most definitely. I remember you, Charlie. Okay. Yeah. Now, see, now I remember. I actually do remember you. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see, Mike. I need to find a new pad and stay at. I need to find a new pad to stay at. And I feel like family should be there forever for each other every day. I'm going to miss seeing my kids every day. Well, yeah, I will say that's the thing when it comes to family. You definitely want to have a strong connection when it comes to, what I'm saying, your blood relatives, your immediate family. Family should be together forever. But here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. You definitely don't want to be in a situation to where the mother of your kids is sitting up there dealing with other guys and you're trying to make stuff work with her, because that puts you in the same category as this what's like this weird name called a cuckold. Basically, it's a woman who sleeps with other guys while she has a guy, but it's like basically a husband and wife, and the wife sleeps around. But I think it even goes beyond that. Basically, it's like your woman dealing with other dudes. It's like, nah, man. Like at some point, you have to just cut the deck. Like you can't accept that type of stuff because that's casual disrespect. Somebody who doesn't respect you, you know, is liable to do anything to you. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll do it just out of a sense of, just bitterness. Please call me Ghost or Ghostface. Okay. All right, Ghost. Thanks for kicking down free game 100. Yeah. I mean, look, man, do not allow somebody to just deal in casual disrespect. You know, like one thing I've noticed is that when people feel as though they can disrespect you, it's like blood to the water, man. Like it only gets worse. You understand me? Like it only gets worse when people feel like they can just casually disrespect you, because it's just like people will keep testing you. And I've seen this kind of stuff growing up, you know, where I would allow disrespect because I'm a person who's very much a pacifist. Like I don't like to engage in conflict. That's not my type of disposition. But one thing I've noticed when it comes to that type of stuff is that it never went away. Like it always turned worse because the person now feels, okay, this guy's a mark. This guy, he's nothing, man. Like we can mess with this guy. We can take something off of him. Not to say that was my situation, but I'm just letting you know how far stuff can go. And if you're dealing with that kind of disrespect from the female angle, man, she might deal with a guy, catch something, and bring it back to you, which would be the ultimate form of disrespect, especially with something that can't be cured. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, don't ever let yourself be made a fool of, man. It's no way to live. Yeah, it's just like she has leverage over me. Well, I mean, yeah, because if she has you by the heartstrings, she could definitely make you dance. That's for sure. Any woman who, you know, knows that you're infatuated with her, that you'll listen to her despite everything around telling you not to, you know, that type of stuff, like you give her like God status whenever you do that type of stuff. And you don't want to do that. Trust me, you don't want to make any person God, because whoever's made God can basically do whatever they want your direction, and you'll just basically rationalize why they did it. Well, they cheated on me because I wasn't a good man. Like you'll start doing stuff like that, you know, and that's not the way to be, man. Like there has to be a foundation of just general respect. So I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do in the area of, hey man, you should keep her or you should let her go, because ultimately you have kids with this woman. I don't want to take that off the table and say that lightly. So you have to factor that. But I will say, when it comes to her sleeping with other dudes and all that type stuff, um, that's on something else. I mean, you don't have to be connected to somebody or in a relationship, but the whole idea of having kids around somebody who is not dealing with you but is dealing with other men, that's like that's like some Jerry Springer type stuff, man. Like it's like some Maury type stuff. Like that's too much of a raggedy situation happening to where you really should have no desire to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like moments like that, you just get your kids and bounce. or do what you can in the area of self-sustainment. Uh, I mean, yeah, I mean, sometimes you just need a pep talk. Sometimes somebody just needs to come along and highlight the obvious. She's building bond with other men. I don't think she's screwing around. And then again, I don't know. I'd be at work. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You look better just leaving her alone. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, for the sake of your own mental well-being, I think that you should just develop another connection with another woman. You know, if you can, I'm like that's truly the best way to do that, man. Like you're not trying to get casually disrespected. Like I said, man, if a woman feels like she can casually disrespect you, next thing you know, it's going to be a matter of time before she puts her hands on you, or she, you know what I'm saying, talks at you. She talks at you, not to you. And all the stuff that you wanted her to do, she's going to be giving to the next guy. While whenever you ask for it, it's going to be a damn problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't allow yourself to be casually disrespected ever. Like that's for the sake of your own well-being. One second, I can't stand when. One second, let me see one second, bruh. You got the real advice. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, but definitely feel free to subscribe, man. Look, I have other videos. I gotta upload my videos. Um, but yeah, I love to give advice, man. I usually do that while I'm gaming. Um, but like I said, it's like this is so weird, man. Like I truly don't even understand how this works. But whenever I go live playing video games or whatever, and I'm trying to do like little topic videos, dude, there's like nobody who even uh passes the room outside of people who I know. Like that's weird. I think the YouTube algorithm favors a live stream from just a general channel more than it does any kind of big content creators. So, me playing a video game, it's like a water drop into the ocean. I could be talking about whatever, it's irrelevant. But it's like whenever I go live from my phone, all of a sudden I start seeing a crowd of people run through like I was on TikTok. It's weird, man. It truly is weird. But just to let you know, I have to disable these settings because like this thing keeps popping up, and it does this with everybody. It says this message has been held for review. Just to let you know, I did not set that setting. That sounds like a preset. I just push show. One second. There we go. Yeah, that's why I'm able to read it, and I think other people can too. But they have this presetting on this goddamn YouTube to where if it like it'll spot whatever you say and then block it. So it's just it could be a whole headache. But hey man, I'm gonna go for right now. This was a pretty decent broadcast, and thank you for all who I'm saying came by and watched. I will be going live again tomorrow. I will say that. I'm gonna make it a consistent point to go live, even if it's from my blacked out phone. I think just staying live and in touch, goes a long way. But I'll catch you all later. Peace.